Welcome to Super Entrepreneurs Podcast. Today we have with us Cody Dray. How are you, Cody?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, how you been?
Life's been pretty good. COVID kind of sucks, but other than that, it hasn't been too bad.
Yeah, so you know what? I like to kind of give the guests the stage and kind of let everybody know what you do and, everything that you're involved with.
Of course. My name's Cody Dray. I'm from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I'm the current president of Import Sports Management. It's a full service hockey agency. We work around the world and that's about it.
Nice. So what you manage athletes?
Yeah. So right now it's just hockey players. So basically we manage their life, contract negotiation, finances, lawyers on the side, basically kind of manage someone's career / lifestyle.
How do you find the actual talent? Do you look for the talent yourself or they come to you?
It's a good question. It's probably a little bit mix of both. We have a network of people kind of, pretty much across the board, giving us tips all the time, maybe who's coming up, who to take a peek at. Sometimes we kind of stumble on them. Sometimes they kind of stumble on us, but it's really back and forth. So, it's an interesting process for sure.
Mm-hmm. And is it global or is it just in Canada that you guys manage?
Right now it's global. So, we have players in, Sweden, Belarus, Russia, basically any kind of country you could think of.
Where do you see the most talent coming out of?
It's a great question. I'm starting to think that Canada is falling behind a little bit, which
really?
may sound like a stupid opinion, but I would say right now the US is going to be the powerhouse. I'm going to say in 10 years. That's my guess.
Yeah. But you manage in the US as well, right?
Yes, correct. We're trying to build quite a big footprint there. That's definitely our target going forward 100%.
So how do you build that footprint there? What do you do?
It's a good question. It's just trying to, find the best of the best there. We've kind of tried to stay local for a little bit and, you're only going to get so far being local, obviously. So, it's hiring staff down there, getting scouts, building the connections, going down to visit, meeting the right people, I guess, just like any other sort of business.
Mm-hmm. And what does the management look like? What do you do exactly for someone that you sign on?
It's a little bit of everything. It's a great question. Everyone always asks me that and is curious as to what that actually is, but it's, maybe it's that morning text, it's an interesting job because if you're a player, let's say for the Maple Leafs, for instance, and you have a bad night, everyone in the entire city knows about it. Where, if you're working construction on a building, you have a bad day, it's, it's not the end of the world. Where, if you have a bad game at the grocery store, people are making comments, the whole world, Twitter's all on you. Yeah. It's a very, the highs are high and the lows are extremely low. So, it's really just kind of, I'd say 90% just being there for the person and, walking them through the lows.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing this? You seem quite young. Like this is a new project, or you've been doing this for a while?
This is going on to our third year right now. I just turned 25 myself. So, I was nice. 21, 22. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah. How did you get into this entrepreneurship journey?
I feel like I was always an entrepreneur. When I was like 10 years old, we were like flipping shirts on a website, always little projects like that. But I was playing hockey myself. I was playing in Sweden. And I just realized there's a huge gap in the market for, quality representation and stuff like that. So we kind of started out with, helping friends, and it kind of the snowball, and then their friends' friends wanted help. And we thought maybe if we actually kind of dive into this, we could, make something of it. And, now we're growing at a good pace and hopefully more is to come.
That's awesome. So you said you played in Sweden?
Yeah, I played 2 years in Sweden.
So what, for a school, or was it?
I guess it's like a semi-pro team or, a team over there. It was definitely nothing special by any means.
Yeah. So you just spent 2 years?
2 years there. It was the best 2 years of my life. Too.
Oh yeah. I was going to ask you that next. Like, how did you like it?
It's very close to Canada.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of speaks English, but everything's a little bit more expensive, but it was a lot of fun. It's a really
it's more expensive than Canada.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy there.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm. And why did you stop playing?
I mean, I just didn't really see anything, going any further where, I mean, I'm not genetically gifted like a lot of the guys are nowadays, but, I just seen a better chance in this. And this is something that I was extremely passionate. I felt like I was always passionate about hockey until I actually found something that I was really passionate about. And, you're just on a whole different level.
Mm-hmm. So what's your in your career as an entrepreneur, right? Like what's your biggest failure that you experienced?
Uh, there's so many. I feel like every day there's, you're going to have 3 or 4 failures.
Something
Unfortunately,
big,
that's
like something that was
something big. I mean, not to say any names, but we had one client that was kind of like the crown jewel, and we got him extremely early. And then he left us just because, again, we were super young, we were still learning and probably not able to help him at that point
mm-hmm.
to the extent that he needed it. And, that was definitely probably like the
Oh,
first time I've ever experienced heartbreak in my life. But,
yeah.
again, you learn from it.
Mm-hmm. So what about your biggest success?
Biggest success. Uh, That's a good question too, because I mean, I'm not a very big person on considering stuff a success. I just like to move on. But I mean, I guess maybe being like I got certified by the one of the players union. It's not the NHL one, but I think I was the youngest person to ever get that, which I guess is a success, but it's not the NHL one. So I mean, it's not the biggest one yet.
Mm-hmm. So what's your aspirations for the company? Where do you want to take this?
To the top. I mean, we want to
Yeah,
be the
good.
next generation of, you see the CAAs, you see the Newport, like just success over a 30-year period. I mean, that's what my definition of it is. It's not just an overnight or, one thing. It's continuous for, 30 years, 40 years. And hopefully when I'm gone, it continues.
That's awesome. That's great that you have a big goal. So important.
For sure.
So important. And then do you have any recommendations for someone? Because someone young, for example, going into entrepreneurship, because you're in that bracket, you could probably relate to some of these guys that are just considering or thinking about taking the leap. Any kind of recommendations you can give?
I think you just got to make the jump. You got to believe in yourself because no one else is going to do it. It's just a staple of what everybody says. But I think you also have to have thick skin just because everybody around you is, not going to fully understand it because you're going down a different path. And you got to have thick skin and just screw everybody else and just worry about yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Good advice. We always like to ask our guests what their inner superpower is that got them this far.
Another good question. I guess I would say
No
mindset.
right or wrong. Yeah.
I would say mindset. I mean, I think
Yeah.
mindset is 200% of the equation. I mean, if you don't have the mindset, you could have the God-given gift to be, a generational talent at whatever you're doing, and you'll never go anywhere.
Your body won't move. Your mind won't believe it. You won't move, and that's it. You're just on a couch.
Yep.
That's good.
Mindset really is everything. I don't think
Yeah,
there's anything else. That's how I see it is if you don't have the mindset, you have no chance.
I agree. I agree totally. I had an awakening call, in recent years because of it. But I wish I knew this stuff when I was your age. But yeah, it's good that you're aware of that because without the solid foundation, it's just so hard to reach those goals, especially if you're looking at those kind of goals. Big goals,
100%.
you need some solid foundation there. Well, you know what, Cody, it's been an honor and I'm so happy they took the time to meet with us today. If you have any final thoughts for the audience that you would like to share about your journey or about your business, or even if you're looking for talent, for example, if someone, that you would like them to contact you.
Yeah. I mean, follow your dreams. Anybody could do anything. 3 years ago, I never thought I'd be on a podcast talking about myself. I mean, I would never have thought of that. Anybody could do it. And, if anyone ever needs to reach out, it's ISM Cody on any social media. I'm more than happy to chat and talk. And, if I could help in the process at all, just let me know.
All right. Awesome, Cody. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.